Hey guys, Ivan here with the Old School Labs, and in this video you're gonna actually check out what Chris Bumstead's steroid cycle is. And I'm saying steroid, so no, he's not using any GH, he's not using insulin apparently. And I'm gonna show you this little video. So he did an interview with his coach, with also professional bodybuilder Ian Valliere, his brother-in-law too. They did an interview with Dave Palumbo and RX Muscle, and this is basically what they said about Chris's steroid cycle. So let's hear it.
Well, what do you do? Like, what's a typical cycle for you now?
Chris, in the off season, if he's doing more than 500 milligrams of test by itself, that's an aggressive off season.
Really? Wow.
And no, he's never done growth hormone in his life. I'll speak for that for him. Never touched it.
Wow.
Never used it. Doesn't use insulin. Never has used it. He's using no drugs other than a half cc a test twice a week. That's it.
Wow. All I can say is wow. Your Mr. Olympia in classic physique, Chris Bumstead, is actually not using GH, none. He never tried it, he never used it before. He is not using insulin. All Chris is doing is just testosterone. How much? 500 milligrams is pushing it for him. That's the most that he's doing in the off season. And usually what he's doing is 250 milligrams a week divided in 2 shots. Guys, that's very close to a TRT, to a testosterone replacement therapy. You know, that's what people are doing who are not bodybuilders. So these guys' testosterone levels are almost as natural testosterone levels. Is that realistic? Should we believe it? Honestly, I do believe it. I can believe that. Yeah, I guess so. Because, look, he didn't do this forever. He built what he built with a lot more stuff. And I'm gonna show you that in a moment. And what he has right now, he's maintaining it with low doses. Let me show you the part where he's talking about what he used before.
And did you start doing lower amounts, like when you found out you had this, that IgA issue?
Probably just before we knew we had a name for it, but we knew something was going on.
Sure.
I mean, I've never. It's always been straight.
And you look just as good, if not better.
Yeah, Chris has always been, I can speak because I'm obviously doing his protocols. He's never needed much. It's always been very conservative, and we've just kind of kept it there because he's continually succeeded with what we've been using. So there's no reason to push it. And then obviously when the autoimmune kind of came more into play, then that was even more of a take a step back and just be like, okay, we don't need much. Let's just keep that in our mind.
So, as Chris said, he stopped using high doses after he realized that he has that autoimmune system disease. Basically, it's attacking his kidneys, and after he figured out that, he realized he needs to slow it down a little. But also, Ian adds that he was never really a big dosage guy. He never really used a lot of stuff because, as he says, little worked. If little works, you don't need to go bigger, you don't need to go harder. And that's a good mindset. That's very, very smart on their part. So, should we believe him? Once again, I'm sure many people will not believe him because, again, he is a Mr. Olympia. And from my experience, there is a lot of amateurs who are using way, way more of that stuff, who are using insulin, who are using GH, who are training maybe longer than him, and they don't look anything like him. So, genetics are the most important thing if you ask me. So I do believe him. I do believe that he has an amazing set of genetics. Me personally, I'm not training as long as Chris, and I haven't done that many cycles, but honestly last year I did more than what he's doing right now. I did 750 milligrams of testosterone. In my off season I did some DECA, like 400 milligrams and like 50 milligrams of Danabol, and that's way more than he's using. And I know a lot of people who are much smaller than him, who are using way more than that, like way more. So, it's kind of hard to believe, but then again, if you look at his career, he became pro in open bodybuilding when he was 21. So why would it be unrealistic? Of course, he didn't build what he built with these kind of dosages. No, not with 500 milligrams of testosterone per week in the off season. Obviously, he used more, not only testosterone, but a lot of other compounds. I'm sure of that. I believe that he never used 1.5 grams of testosterone. Maybe he used a gram and maybe 500 deca, something like 300 tren, something like that. I'm just guessing here. Maybe he did something like that before, and now when he needs to maintain what he has and where he's right there in the weight limit cap, you know. He doesn't need to grow anymore, and everybody pretty much knows this. Building is tough. That's really tough. That's when you need to push it hard. That's when you need to, you know, reach your limits and go beyond the limits when it comes to eating, when it comes to doing drugs as well, and when it comes to training. But when it comes to maintaining, oh, that's easy. That's pretty easy. I mean, unless you are on some super high, insanely high level, it's easy, you know, maintaining the mass that you have. And then when it comes dieting time, you know, just do a diet. I mean, if you have size, it's not really a problem. For these bodybuilders who are experienced like Chris, diet is an easy part for him. And now he doesn't need to grow, so off-season is also easy for him. His life is pretty easy right now. I mean, he doesn't need to be toxic. He doesn't need to destroy his health. He's already unhealthy because of that genetic disease, so he doesn't need to test his luck, you know? And there is no reason for it. There is no reason. He's not going to change a division. He will stay in classic physique, and he decided on that very firmly. So do I believe that this is his real dosage? Yes, I do. Do I believe this is how he built what he has? No, of course he used a lot more before, but right now he's right there. I mean, this is this is really low. It's like TRT basically, and maybe at one point he's gonna go full natty. Who knows? Probably not though. I mean, doing this kind of low testosterone dose is healthier for him, I'm sure. I mean, when you're doing a prep or when you're just lifting a lot of weights, it really helps with recovery. So I'm sure he will stay on that kind of testosterone replacement therapy, basically almost that kind of level of testosterone. So guys, whatever you think, whether you believe him or not, tell me down below in the comment section. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe for more bodybuilding videos like this. All the best guys, and keep it old school.